Howdy guys, this is B Junior from B Junior's Movie Cave on the Endurance Productions YouTube channel. What I want to do today is something a little different, guys. I was downstairs recently and I got curious. I wanted to go back through some old comic books. I used to be a collector back in the day, growing up and along the way, off and on. So I was going through my big old tub of comics that I've saved along the way, just kind of reminiscing, that kind of thing. But more importantly, while I was going through the old vault down there, so to speak, I found a couple of autographs that I thought I'd lost years ago. Also, I found a couple of old issues of magazines and another little tidbit I just thought you guys might find semi-interesting. And I thought I'd just do a video on it today. So this is basically a video today on some tidbits, some autographs and tidbits I found in the vault that were kind of movie oriented in nature. So let me just kind of go through these here and I'll show you what I found, and you can leave comments on it, whatever your questions are. I'll try to answer them. You know what I have here, albeit it's not the best John Carpenter movie ever in retrospect. You would think it's a mini poster, but no. What it is, guys, it's a flyer that actual movie theaters get before they actually get the one sheets, the actual print of the film. It's a fold out, basically kind of like a news flyer. Basically, it tells you up here in theater display how to display the stick-ons that go on the windows and the one sheet posters, cross promotions. If there's this one, I think it was put out by Paramount. Escape from LA had $20,000 in cash prizes. There was some kind of contest going on during that time, and guitars autographed by White Zombie. You know, this is probably, I think, like 96 when the movie came out. Yeah, 1996, and it had contest rules on this. And here's the back page, talking about this gives all the offices of Paramount theaters, or excuse me, Paramount's distribution centers, I think, and on the East Coast, West Coast, stuff like that. If you needed any more paraphernalia, any more posters, you could just have your company, have your theater chain write these people, and they could send out more stuff. But I happened upon this because I used to work in a movie theater in high school, and then I left to go to the military after high school. When I came out of the military, when I was going to college for a while, I worked at the same movie theater for about another year or two. When I came back that second time, this was just some press material that was left over at the old theater I was working at part-time, and they said I could take it with me, and just because I was a John Carpenter nut. But in later years, we've all know that this is probably the low point in John Carpenter and/or Kurt Russell's career, so it's not really anything major, noteworthy, or anything highly collectible. I just thought it was kind of neat because it's something you don't see every day, and it's something only theaters get. It kind of gives them a go-to place. It's before the days of the internet. You know, the internet was still coming out around the mid-90s, so this was your internet, basically, right here, that told you where to call and where to write if you needed any more posters for your theater or any more, exhibition type stuff, stand-ups, anything like that. So, anyway, I found that. Also, as I was going through it, I found an old magazine that used to be pretty on. I don't know, it was out there a lot with Fangoria through the 80s and early 90s, I think. This came out in like 1990, I think. It's called Gore Zone. You don't see this. I don't think this one's in print anymore. I don't think they have this magazine around anymore. There's that cool IFX ad. I used to see it on a lot of these, like on Fangoria and stuff. But anyway, you don't see covers like that anymore with big old alien and stuff on it. I really bought this issue because I was really heavy into Sam Raimi's Darkman back in the day when it came out. Still am, for that matter. They had these step-by-step poster on how they did Liam Neeson's makeup in that movie. Yes, before he was on Schindler's List and Taken and Unknown, he was Darkman. Never forget, he was Darkman. But sadly, somewhere along the way, this was an issue that had a bunch of posters. I think a poster, it says here, for Child's Play 2, Graveyard Shift, Brain Damage, and Cellar Dweller. It was in the middle part where you could pull them out and have mini posters put on your wall. I think the whole middle section is missing from this. I don't know where the posters are, guys. This was a long time ago. This is like over 20 years ago this thing was put out. So, but it's got some cool stuff inside. I thought I'd just kind of give you a little overview. This is back when the re-release or the remake of Night of the Living Dead came out, and oh, there's Michael Berryman on Cut and Run. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Um, it's got some other kind of cool little stuff that's still in here. Like I said, a major section of it is missing, but it was right. I always liked this magazine because it didn't pull any punches. I mean, it really just showed you the gore in there. Let's see. Here was a story, I believe, on the Reanimator original that was in there, and had a story on Italian shockers and stuff like that. Yeah, this was a multi-page deal on Reanimator that was in there. Remember that one? There's his head in the plate, in the dish or whatever. Had a story on Elvira. Funny thing is, Elvira looks exactly the same today. Plastic surgery must be paying off, guys. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, and I had some other foreign film stuff here in the back. And here's these good old ads they had for Halloween masks back in the day. Like I said, back in the early 90s, this is before the internet. This was your internet, guys. This is how you found out about horror movies and science fiction movies and everything. Here's one I was really glad to find. This is the 100th issue of Fangoria. And gladly, this one is in really good shape still. It was stuck in between a couple of backer boards, I think, for some comics that I had in the side of the box. I pulled it out. I was like, oh, dude, I thought this issue was long gone in my past, guys. This is from 1991, if I'm not mistaken. And what was really great about this is this had 100 pages. It was a 100-page Fangoria issue with big old Freddy Krueger glove on the front there. Plus it had interviews from Clive Barker, Stephen King, Robert Englund, Vincent Price, John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Sam Raimi, David Cronenberg, Tobe Hooper, James Cameron, Tom Savini, and Peter Cushing. They were all interviewed in this edition right here. It's got this edition of it, or this issue is really, this is all intact, thank God. And it's got some really good stuff on Vincent Price. Just a lot of one-sheet poster arts in here. Here's Clive Barker back in the day, back in the Nightbreed era. No wily-looking Clive. That's what Clive Barker used to look like. Nowadays he looks a little different, due to probably some health problems over the years and whatnot. Here's a story they did on Nightbreed from 1990, I think, or 91, whenever it came out. And there's the Hall of Fame. They had all the special effects guys. There's John Carpenter back in the day. I don't know what set he was on right there. David Cronenberg, Robert Englund, they're all interviewed in here. Stephen King. Oh, here's a good picture, guys. While I'm going down memory lane here, I spied this one when I was looking at it. Check out Tobe Hooper and Kane Hodder on these. I hope you can see that. There's Kane Hodder, no beard and no gloves. And there's Tobe Hooper with no beard. That's pretty wily to see there. It was really neat to find this issue. There's Donald Pleasance. I guess that's on the set of Halloween 4 or 5, one of the two. They had him all blood effect up there. Sam Raimi was a couple of shots of him there. Tom Savini. Here's Dick Smith hanging out with some zombie heads or something there. Yeah, this is a good issue. Stan Winston. Here's they did a backstory, like I was saying, on George Romero and the remake of Night of the Living Dead, which I like that remake from 1990. It's a really well done movie, directed by Tom Savini. There's another 2-page fold out on it. Yeah, pretty cool. I don't know. I always liked that one. Well, here's another good ad that was in every horror magazine back in the day. It's alive! It was the fake hand gimmick you could order in the mail. I always liked that. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. This was a good issue too, because in the back portion of it, or the second half, it starts with the 1960s and Alfred Hitchcock, and it documents not only the 60s, but it goes through the 70s and the 80s as well. This being from 1991, they couldn't actually do obviously they couldn't. There's It's Alive, the 70s, and it chronicles a lot of the high points in horror along the way in those 3 decades. I also found an old edition of Starlog down there. I just didn't bring it upstairs. Here's the 80s with American Werewolf in London there. It's pretty cool stuff. I don't know. I might go so far as putting this 100th issue in a frame, guys. Like I said, it's all intact except for one thing in the back here. I forgot about that. There's a triangular coupon or a triangular offer that I cut out. That's the only thing that's missing from this issue. I sent off for something. I think it was a Tom Savini book or something. I can't remember what it was on makeup effects. And there's that the ad again, like in the other book I just showed you with the Halloween mask. Dudes, this was really a good find. I just thought I'd show that to everybody. The 100th issue of Fangoria, back when Fangoria had some fangs, I should say. Found a couple autographs too. I know this is getting a little bit long, but I don't know. I was reminiscing a little bit. You can't be from the South and not like wrestling. I got a few other autographs along the way from Barry Windham and some of the old NWA, WCW guys. This is one that I got while I was in the military, and the guy I think at the time was just retiring, and he was part of a duo of the Russian Squad back during the NWA Jim Crockett production days. I have here an autograph by Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear. There he is with Nikita Koloff. Now Nikita's and Ivan are probably as Russian as much as I am. You know, they're not really, you know. I think Nikita Koloff still lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, so he's still local. It says to Barry, Merry Christmas, best wishes champ, 11/16/1995. So this is let's see, this would be, yeah, this is going on about 16 years, I guess. Ivan Koloff. Anyway, Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear. I'm going to throw that one in a little frame too, just for fun. Put it in my closet door or something, just to have fun. I don't know. Anyway, found that one. I thought I'd lost that one. Here was one that I thought I'd lost as well, guys. This is a through the mail one that I sent off for, and I thought it was gone by the wayside as well. This is post Red Sonja, post Cobra and Stallone era, but pre Flavor Flav Surreal Life, and pre plastic surgery, I'm guessing too, or at least not a whole lot of it. Bridget Nielsen autograph I got through the mail. I used to have that celebrity black book thing that you could send off. That was your internet, basically. You could find all the fan mail addresses and send off for them. From what I can tell and from what I've researched, this is a real signature that's on this one. It's got, it looks like a raised, ink pen that was used. So, Bridget Nielsen, Red Sonja herself. I may have to kind of finagle a Red Sonja picture in there or something, make something out of this one, but I don't know, kind of oddball. Got Ivan Koloff and Bridget Nielsen, anyway. That's been your trip down memory lane from the vault today. Maybe if I find some more, I'll do another one of these vault videos one day, but hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Rock on.